Well, good morning, and welcome to Dan and Ray Love the Movies. We're here from opposite parts of the country. My buddy Ray is there in Chicago. I'm Dan. I'm here in Los Angeles. Look at that. And we have been talking about movies and how we love them for 25 plus years. We met, we worked together, we talked movies then. We've talked with our friends over the years, and they always said, Ray, Dan, you guys ought to find a way to tell more people about how you love the movies. So this is our way of doing that. Every time we get together, we're going to spend a few minutes telling you what we really think. Couple of reminders out front, though. We don't do spoilers. We're also, obviously, not getting paid. So we're going to tell you what we really think. We're going to tell you what we love about the movies, even about movies that we don't necessarily love. At the end of our show, we'll give you our rating on both the films we talk about today. So, Ray, why don't you take it away? What are our two films we're going to talk about today, buddy?
Well, our two films is our first film. Hold on, am I on yet? Hold on, I got to go back.
You're looking good.
Okay, good. Okay, our first film is we're going to talk about SPECTRE and Mockingjay Hunger Games. And you might say to yourself, Ray, you look a little different today. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Behind me, first off, you see Star Wars. That is a laser disc of Star Wars, I proudly say. And I am wearing something special because we're talking SPECTRE today, and we're talking Hunger Games, Mockingjay. And the reason I'm wearing these special SPECTRE glasses, these are actually from the film themselves, I'm told. I don't know. I bought them on eBay, so hopefully I didn't get ripped off. But this is, yeah, Dan, I know, right? This is crazy.
Well, they look authentic to me.
I know, right? They do, right? They look pretty cool. These are from. This is what he wore in one of the films. These might be from an outtake. I don't know for sure, but no, I'll take these off. These are distracting. But anyway, so SPECTRE and Mockingjay. Let's first get to SPECTRE. This is a film that was really kind of a sequel or a little bit of a wrap up to Skyfall. Don't you feel, Dan?
Yes, definitely.
And in this particular case, and they kind of also call it a reboot film type too. And we go through, we see a lot more. I'm not getting no spoilers, but we're going to talk a little bit about. We see a lot more of the characters of that we've met before in Skyfall. We see more of his secretary, Miles Penny, and we see a little bit more of the gentleman of I'm trying to think of his name now, but the guy who helped over of them. We'll see more of them, and it's a little bit more interesting of what we see. But your thoughts on some of those side characters, Dan? Because I've got my own thoughts.
Well, my feeling, and folks, just to clarify, because I don't think I said this in our opening this show, Ray and I make sure we do not talk about these movies until we are together with you, because we don't want to influence each other's thoughts. But for me, Skyfall was the best Bond film to that point in many, many years. And SPECTRE, I thought, continued the story, continued kind of explaining a lot of what makes these various characters tick, where they come from. The action sequences are stupendous. The film is beautifully shot.
Yes.
The story arc, I'm not quite sure I'm 100% behind where it goes, but of course we can't tell you where it goes.
Right,
but I can tell you, well worth taking the ride to see where it goes.
Right. I agree. It was fun. Go see it for that. You know, I will tell you, I'm not a big fan of taking side characters on a trip. They take a lot of side character trips in this movie. And so if you don't like that kind of stuff, be prepared to maybe go get some popcorn during that time or go check your text messages, because to me it's a James Bond film. And
yes.
I like to see James Bond a lot more, in a film like that. So for me, that's what it's about. But I will tell you, and Dan, don't chagrin here, but for me, James Bond should never hold a woman's hand in a movie. That's all I'm going to say. And if he does hold a woman's hand in a movie, he should be blown to bits at the end of that. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, so, but Daniel Craig, if you like Daniel Craig, his performance here is up to par, but certainly not like Layer Cake, which is a great film that he's in. See Layer Cake if you love Daniel Craig, and he's good in this. But there is a couple great James Bond moments. See this movie if you love when he says Bond to James Bond. You will dig the way he says that, and if you like the way he asks for his martinis, right, Dan?
Yes. Yeah, it's true to all the Bond isms. If you're a Bond fanatic, you're going to love it. I don't think is going to come through as your all-time favorite Bond film. And like I say, the ending is somewhat different. So be interested to see what you rate it when we get to the end of our show. What's our other film this week, Ray?
The other film is Mockingjay, Hunger Games, which, again, some of these films came out a little while ago, but we don't know when you're watching this, and they're going to come out in video, and they live forever in our hearts and minds. Mockingjay, of course, is the final chapter in the Hunger Games films. I read the books. I don't know if you did, Dan. I've got a couple daughters here who are a little younger than some of your kids, and they kind of dragged me into it, and I love them. The film itself finally wraps up. I thought they did a great job in terms of finally wrapping up the story. I'm a big Jennifer Lawrence fan, not only in film, but in her crusade to try to get women's rights in films finally established. I like that a little bit, though, too. And I will tell you that a lot, actually, not a little bit. The performances are great. The filming's great. The story moves along crisply. I thought the special effects were great. About halfway through the film, it finally catapults toward a great ending. I found it wonderful. Go see it for Jennifer Lawrence's performance. Really, that's the main thing in this film, and a wonderful ending to a great saga.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head, Ray. Jennifer Lawrence is just a fantastic person to watch on screen in almost anything she's in. Silver Linings Playbook, I just love. But when you talk about Hunger Games, you're talking about a beloved trilogy of books. And I think they more than did justice to those in the films. I thought the decision to split the final book into two worked because it gave them more time to finish up the story effectively. All the characters are spot on. The villain, won't say who that is, but the villain is detestable. The president, of course, comes back. He continues to be detestable.
Right, of course, yeah. Right,
you know, we all love to hate him. But the film is beautiful.
Of course, yeah.
The ending works very, very well. And I guess the most important thing now, as we're wrapping up this week's show, is to talk about where we grade these two films on a scale of 1 to 8, 8 being great. All
right. Well, once again, I had to bring with me my handy-dandy Elvis guy here to help me. Hello, Elvis. Thank you. Elvis lives. Of course, his birthday was just the other day. And I have him here for my microphone. So 8 being great. Spectre first. Spectre, I'd have to give it – oh, man, it's a tough one. I'm going to give it all right, I'm going to give it a 6. I'm going to give it a 6. What about you?
I would agree. I would like to give it more, but I just can't. I feel like Daniel Craig was a little restrained or just a little pulled back on this one. So, I think 6 is a fair grade. Worth seeing, worth the money to go to the show, worth seeing in the theater.
Yeah, but you know what? I went with a 25-year-old woman, and with a group of us. I love my woman, okay? But I went with a group of people from work. She had never seen a James Bond film, and she loved it. So I mean, so that was great.
Okay, Mockingjay. What do you think?
Mockingjay, I'm gonna give a hard 7. A hard 7 on that one. I thought it was very good, very, very good.
I couldn't agree more, Ray. Great job. I think 7 is exactly where it belongs. It's a really good film. You're going to love it. Remember, we're always going to be honest. I've got the sword here from The Lord of the Rings. I've got my original Pez set from The Lord of the Rings because Ray and I love the movies. We had a great time talking with you this week. If you haven't seen it yet, go see The Force Awakens, see the Bond film, see Mockingjay. We love talking to you about the movies, and we look forward to seeing you next time on Dan and Ray Love the Movies. Ray,
absolutely.
Chicago, buddy.
Man, keep it real out there in LA. I love you, man. And we love the movies. Keep seeing movies. Keep the dream alive. And if you want to, oh, hold on, let me go back to me. If you want to do something in movies, elevate yourself, elevate the people around you. You can make things happen. Be a person of action, because that's how things get made and get done. All right, you guys. Peace.
Peace, buddy. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Take care.